All right, so let us get down to it. With no further ado, I know a lot of you have been messaging me and commenting on my fragrance or scent of the day on Facebook and Instagram. Some of you know about this fragrance, some of you don't. For the ones who don't, this is from the house of Maison Margiela. It is Replica By The Fireplace. And I'm not going to try to focus this. It just is what it is. This is all I have, this little small decant that somebody sent me a while back. I don't remember the subscriber who sent it to me because it was a while back when I got it. Lot of hype behind this fragrance. Very holiday-ish, Christmas, Thanksgiving. You can possibly pull this off in somewhere that's climate controlled if it's cool, like a hospital or something like that. But for the most part, I wouldn't want to wear this in the heat because it is kind of sweet. It's very gourmandish. I love this fragrance. This to me is worth buying a bottle, but for me, don't get it twisted, because I know how some people will get. Their panties will start to get tight around the hip area and like wad up in their pants when you talk about prices and stuff like that and what's something worth. To me, I can't say that it's not worth the price, because I don't know, how that works as far as like putting a price tag on something. I know you have to try to make your money back for ingredients and packaging and, stuff like that. So I get all of that. For me personally, I don't live that rock star lifestyle. I don't have a lot of money. Just because I work 2 jobs does not mean I have an abundance of money. I got an abundance of bills that comes with it. But for what they charging on the website, $120 something, $30 something on the website, I can't do it. Maybe if this was $80, I would probably be able to swing that. But anything beyond that, I'm not with it. I really don't even like paying $50, $60 for something. That's just me. I know some people are going to disagree. They're going to say, oh man, you just, being cheap and, you're losing quality if you don't spend. Like, you don't always have to spend a boatload of money to get a decent smelling quality fragrance. And I've been a testimony to that since I've been in the game. I have a lot of them that aren't even over 30, 40 bucks that are great fragrances. But this one, if you can fork out that kind of money, do what you do. That's your thing. Me personally, I can't do it. I love this fragrance. If I can get more of this without paying a shitload of money for it, then of course I'd do it in a heartbeat, but I can't do that price. Now, if you're looking for something a little cheaper than this, that does almost the same, gives you the same effect almost, then you can go with Armani's Stronger With You. It may not have the chestnut note that's in this one, in which I couldn't even tell you what the hell a chestnut tasted like, much less roasting one by the fireplace. Like, I don't know what that's all about. I personally don't know what the hell a chestnut smells like. I'm not picking it up personally. All I smell is like gourmandish scents. Kind of reminds me, like I said, of Armani's Stronger With You. I don't do note breakdowns often, and I'm not finna start now. I mean, there are fragrances that if I feel hyped up enough about, then yeah, I would possibly do a note breakdown, just something quick and simple. But all you need to know that this is gourmandish. It smells edible. Supposedly a chestnut note in this. I have other fragrances that can do the same justice as this. Projection, I got probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours out of. Longevity, 8+, I'll say, because I didn't even reapply. I did my usual 3. I did 1 on the back of the neck, 1 behind each ear, 2 on the wrist, 2 inner elbows, and that was it. So 3, 4, 5, 7 sprays, not bad. Lasted all day. This is not, it's not one of those faint skin scents that you barely can smell, you know, after 8 hours if you don't reapply. You actually can still smell this. I was still getting whiffs of this throughout the day. I did have a conversation with 2 CNAs at the hospital earlier. I was dust mopping the hallway, and one of the young ladies know me. She said she must have saw the video I posted one day when I was, you know, going on my shelf trying to figure out what I was going to put on. And she said her and her mom saw the video, and she didn't know that I had that many colognes. And, you know, she was impressed by it, the way she was talking. And another CNA was standing next to her, and she was saying how she could smell me. Now, the other girl's mom said she asked her, do I be smelling good at work? And she said no. But she really don't be around me like that to even know. So I don't know why she would say no, but I mean, it is what it is. That's just her opinion. I try not to spray on too much because technically we're not supposed to have on cologne at work anyway, because people with allergies and breathing problems and stuff. But I put on just enough to get me through. It doesn't have to project crazily, although there are some fragrances that you can spray 1 or 2 sprays of and it's going to project all the way down the hallway. This is not a crazy projector. Oh man, excuse me. I do that almost every video. So, not a crazy projector. You will smell it, especially walking through when you first spray this on. It does linger in the air sometimes. I really like this fragrance. I can't speak for everybody else. I know Robes 08, I just watched him do a review on Replica's Under the Lemon Trees, and he said that he don't see what the hype was all about. I've never smelled that one, so I can't vouch for it, but I get what he's saying. Sometimes things are overhyped due to the fact that most of the time it's because of the house and the name behind it, and people, like he said, feels like they can do no wrong. They can't make a bad fragrance. Well, this was in the hype, on the hype train for a reason. This is well worth, I guess you can say, every penny of it. I just can't pay that kind of money for it, but you all have to be the judge of that. That also is another point I want to get to as I'm closing in on this. I know sometimes we say things about fragrances and other people, they think highly of certain fragrances. Don't get offended when some of your favorite reviewers or somebody that you just tuning into don't like the same things that you like. Fragrances are subjectable, and just because you put a certain fragrance or a fragrance house on a pedestal doesn't mean that everybody has to like it. There are a lot of fragrances that I say I don't like, and people jump in the comment section and say, oh man, I don't see how you don't like it, and yada yada yada, and I get this out of it and I get that. Well, you have to also take into consideration that some people's body chemistry just doesn't work well with some fragrances. I have dry skin. As much as I moisturize, I still have dry skin. I drink an abundance of water, especially as of lately. So I'm trying to stay hydrated, and some fragrances work well on me, some just don't. And I can't help it if something doesn't perform well on it. It may smell great, But if it doesn't perform, I'm not going to give it high marks just because, you know what I'm saying, for me it didn't perform. But you all still have to take initiative to get you a sample, get you a decant, however you can get it. Test fragrances out. I know some things they don't sell samples or decants of, especially fragrances that are cheap enough that you can go out and purchase in store or buy online. But some of that higher price stuff, if you're afraid to spend that kind of money thinking that you're going to get something you may not like, best thing is to test it first. I know a lot of other reviewers have said this before, and at first I didn't want to listen to that. I'm like, man, I'm just, you know, whatever. I'm just, if I like something or if I feel I'm going to like something, I'm going to buy it. Smartest thing you can do is buy a sample or a decant, or if you can find somebody in the fragrance community that's willing to share a little sample with you, even something like this. This wasn't full to the top. That was close to about all they gave me. It was a little bit further up than that, maybe almost halfway. But, you know, if somebody can share that much with you just so you can test something out, fine. But for the most part, I'm not going to stretch this video out any longer. Replicas by the Fireplace, to me, is 2 thumbs up. I like it. I like it a lot. And definitely bottle worthy if I could find it for a decent price. I'm not willing to pay, you know, 80, 90, 100, 100 and something dollars for it. Not me personally, but, you know, for the most part, I like it. All right, I'm out of here. It's time to take me a quick nap and get ready to go to work. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Let other people know about my channel, not just my channel, but other reviewers' channels. There are an abundance of us newbies in the game. I know a lot of the OGs may not like it, but it's almost like a changing of the guard as some of the OGs start to, you know, venture off into other things. Slots open up. People fill those slots or try to fill them anyway. And I want to be one of those people that is considered to be an OG when my time arrives, if I stay in this long enough. I love what I do. I have a passion about it. Some people may not think I do, but hey, it is what it is. But make sure you hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down button. It lets YouTube know what kind of job your boy is doing, whether I'm doing a good job or I'm doing a piss poor job. That way, if I'm doing a piss poor job, they can boot my ass up out of here and maybe somebody else can take my spot. Who's to say? Whatever the case may be. Also, if you're not friends with me on Facebook and you want to be, please send me a friend request. But when you do, make sure you send me a message on Messenger saying, hey, Mr. Cheap Sense, or hey, Keith, I am such and so from your YouTube channel. I'm sending you a friend request, because if I don't know who you are and where you're from and you just send me a friend request, I promise you, you're just going to sit there and wait. I may go on your page and scroll through and see, and if I don't see anything that has anything to do with colognes, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to accept the friend request. So make sure you message me and let me know, hey, I sent you a friend request. I may still be sitting there. I'm such and such from whatever, and I'll accept it. But for the most part, you will sit there. Trust me. There are a bunch of them sitting there right now that's thinking, damn, Mr. Cheap Sense is an asshole because he hasn't accepted my friend request. Well, first of all, I don't even know who the hell you are and where you're from. And I'm not finna be accepting fake pages and blank pages and people that aren't talking about too much or nothing. That's just not what I'm into. So with that being said, I am out of here. Here is definitely to smelling great. Replica by the Fireplace. Peace.